Welcome back to Relatively Speaking 2020. My name is Rosemary. I'm going to do a collective card read for today. They're going to be a little shorter. Some of the bigger spreads I had went a little longer on the video. And I'm dropping cards already. As you can see, I do also paint. I paint music and I paint souls. I do have a lot of merchandise. You can see them up on my sides here on the side of the camera. On the page, and you can also see behind me I have art on the wall. But I paint music. I have about roughly 60-70 pieces. I do work commission art. I can paint music and paint an album, which just costs a little bit more because it requires multiple canvases. I can paint a song if you'd like, and it does connect with the person that is asking or requesting for that commission art. But in the soul paintings, I have a one-on-one session with a person, and what I do is kind of like this, kind of like the quantum hypno healing therapy. It's more of a past like regression, and more about what you are today, how your life is, and it goes into your soul signature. It's something I do with libraries. I go in and actually tap into a person's soul signature and see where they are in relation to, we're multiversal, first Big Bang source, on their progressive path. And any of that past life traumas, we kind of go through, and it actually comes out to be a beautiful painting. You can submit a playlist with music, and that actually helps as well. And I will channel it, and I do also record the sessions if you would like. And you can get it on merchandise. I have Bonfire store, merch store, and all of those proceeds, like the Bonfire merch store, any of the merch stores we have, some of it, it will go into funding as well, as we are getting funding for the community. And we do have the Storytime podcast, which is about you coming and telling your story, your path, and sharing that with us, and also sharing what your abilities are, what you do, how you've progressed on your path, and it may help shine a light on other people, and shine a light on what's going on in this world and illusion wise, breaking down those walls, but also shine a light for people to actually progress on their path as well. And you're welcome to bring your community builds. Even a lot of people have community healings. They're smaller groups into our Discord server, and it's like a central hub where you can connect communities. Discord, if you're not familiar, is an app for PC and phone. It's free, and we use it to connect with people around the world. You could chat with them in a video or audio chat, or you can just chat with text if you're not comfortable. The podcast I do also record out of our Discord. And we have, if you like, card read and to talk more into the spirit realm and the fairy realm, card reads by Mystic Vickey. She has her own Facebook page as well. And it's an offshoot from Relatively Speaking 2020. She does her card reads, I believe, either through Messenger or through Discord as well. And she has her own PayPal, and I will put all that information in a link below to her page as well. And she, like I said, she connects well with spirit. We also have energy healings with Scott. He's very knowledgeable on quite a lot of subjects. I'm not gonna say a few, a lot of subjects, and he's able to connect those dots as well to help unlock people and their potential and help progress them. A lot of life coaching stuff that we do within our Discord. There's other people involved, other community builds, other people that you could talk to in our core that can help with common threads to a lot of different stories going on. So if you'd like to join, all those links are in our About section on our YouTube page. And we also have a Relatively Speaking 2020 Facebook page as well. So, without further ado, I'm going to do a collective read, as I said, and take what resonates with you. We are all in a quantum space. Some of us don't share the same quantum space, the same quantum path. Some of us are in different paths. And when energy flows, energy emotions flow. A lot of times it can affect the quantum boxes, and it'll affect people in different ways, and it depends on their perspective that they're viewing from there. And again, a perspective is like opinions. Everybody has opinions, but it's still their perspective because it's the way their path went, and that shaped that person. And you're able to heal and drop certain things, certain emotions in you, certain traumas, like anchors, so that you can progress further. And that's also a reason why we're here to help. So I'm using today the Akashic Tarot deck, and we're going to ask Spirit for the messages for today, which is July 8th. I think it's Friday today. And July 8th, 2022. What is it that the collective should know in helping us progress on our path forward? And yesterday I did a 4-card read, and it ended up turning into a seasonal thing, 4 seasons. But today we're just going to do a 4-card read about your past and your future and any potentials that you have that could help you out. So past and your present and your future and anything that helps you out. And I will be using another deck as well, maybe a few other decks. So right now I have the karmic trench, and it is upside down. It's in the reverse section. So this is talking about karma. It's also, if you see, it's like digging your own trench, your own path. On this particular card, and what you're sowing. What do you put out that which comes back? It is in the reverse section. It is 4 of scrolls, so it is a 4 card, which is normally a balance in it being number 4. So in the reverse, though, it just says you've fallen out of your karmic trench, and you now have all the resources you need to plant the seeds that bring a new harvest and new life. It's like a new beginning. So in some cases, there might have been some significant or sudden change in your life, perhaps the breakup of relationship, career, troubles, or financial difficulties. As difficult as these situations may seem, they can help knock you out of the karmic pattern you've dug for yourself. Happily, if you take yourself out of the pattern on your own, further difficulties don't have to happen at all. Whether you've come to this newfound freedom by your own actions or because of external changes, the power is in your hands now. But karmic changes don't happen overnight. Be conscious as you set up new work and relationships to avoid falling into old patterns of beliefs and feelings. This is your opportunity to overturn lifetimes of sabotaging karma and create a powerful beginning and endure in futurity. Welcome to the new fields of your life. So again, this is talking about dropping those anchors. A lot of us have old patterns that we're in, old karmic patterns. And this is about actually now overturning those karmic patterns in our life and creating a new harvest, creating new patterns, dropping those anchors and actually floating up, and starting a new path, which again goes with the card that fell next, which is the 8 of Scrolls, and it is the paths unknown. It's traversing into this new part of your life, this new light, this new adventure off into the distance. And you can see that this person has this path out in front of her. I think there's a squirrel in here. Squirrel and fox. She's 8 of Scrolls. And she's just deciding on where to go. And let it flow. I'm going to say let yourself flow in this state, especially if you're dropping karmic patterns. So 8 of Scrolls is path unknown, and it's upright. So it reveals that you're traveling on a path that's known to you, and it shows you the way to the expected outcomes. But there are 2 paths that aren't as clear. Remember, if you stay with only the known and simply safe, you won't catch the unseen opportunities that can come your way. Some opportunities may be unexpected and perhaps a little risky. Don't be so attached to your agenda that you miss them. Happily, during this phase, you can investigate unknown paths and make the decision that lies before you with confidence. You are flexible, brave enough to step into the shadows. Stay alert. Extraordinary opportunities abound in the least expected places. So this is also, like I said, taking a risk, taking that path unknown. There's 2 paths that this person can choose. There's always more than 2 choices, though. And are you staying in your safe space and your karmic trend cycles and your safe cycles, or like the card says, are we shucking those off? And this is in the now. This is something that you should be shedding those layers on, healing wise. And as I was saying, in the collective way, we are shedding old ways of old expectations, old fears about things not working, and working in a way that will help you bloom forth. Another 4 cards. So I have 4. I have 8 of Scrolls. I have another 4. So 8 being 2 4s. I have the birth card, or Beth. I believe what is Beth or birth. It is reversed. It would be considered a major arcana card in this deck. And this card, you may find challenges or delays with a pregnancy or romance. There may also be difficulties for one of your children or between you and a child. It could be possible that a child may be leaving for college and going away. Feelings of loveliness or an unfulfilled desire for home and family may be present as well. Be strong and tap the boundless love within. It's a force that can change everything. Sometimes birth, reverse, indicates a difficulty in finding your purpose, which requires investigation now. You may be surprised to find clues about your future purpose by looking into your past and even your past lives. Keep looking and don't be dismayed. Your new purpose is waiting to be born. Finally, this card reverse could also show a delay with other new beginnings, such as new jobs and creative projects. In some cases, it's simply that an external opportunity has not presented itself. It could also signal that you must work harder and gather your courage to take the first step. Still, this reverse doesn't mean an end to your new start. It just might require finding a different way to go about it. So it does go with this paths unknown, taking the risk. But it's also it's saying, I feel like a lot of you, again, shedding layers of yourself and finding your purpose. As we shed those layers, we go up in our perspective. We widen our scope in ourself. We actually include more in a collective. We become more empathetic to the people around us, to their situations. And when it's this birthing process of, okay, a lot of people ask, where do they fit in? Where do they fit in their newfound life, in their shedding of and this path that they're on? And it is, this card before, it does tell you that it's okay to explore this. Explore your unknown past. Explore yourself, the darker parts. Go inside of your core. And be comfortable with taking that first step. A lot of people are actually leaving home right now. Again, maybe you have a child leaving home. People breaking in businesses or in relationships, and just taking that path to find themselves at the moment. A lot of people are doing the self-discovery mode, this soul purpose, this passion. There's a clarifier for you. And how they want to progress forward. So again, and this is a future card. Take that shedding, take that new step, that new leap. And it comes with this balance card, which is balance, and it is the seven of forces in a balanced way. This is when you shed your skin, your karmic your karmic cycles that you're in, break those cycles. When you shed that karmic cycle and you go inside and do your shadow work, and you're ready to shed your skin and start, and I guess shedding your skin is very much in line right now, like a snake. We shed our skin and we grow into something else. Scales come out prettier or brighter, sometimes change colors. We grow more. Kind of like a tree. When you do the layers of a tree, each one goes out and you actually grow. And a lot of times, if you look at a tree, when you look at the rings, you can see where a tree was scarred if something happened to the trunk when it was in its process of growing. If there was a particular hard year with pests, like bugs or a fire or any of that, you can actually see that within the ring growth. So do we carry that into the next cycle, or do we go in a balanced way? And again, a tree is a great way to see how balance is in your life. Trees grow to compensate their roots in the ground and where they're growing at, but also the way the wind blows, where the sun's coming in, to maximize the amount of sunlight that it is receiving. And it will grow its branches out to maximize that sunlight, that quest to get as much sun as possible, and in a balanced way, so that the tree itself doesn't topple, so that, and again, I'm using trees on the side here, so the trees don't topple, so that it also the arms don't snap off. They're flexible in a way. So this is where this balance comes from, and it reveals a time of harmony and balance and justice in your life. A desk holds balanced scales, scrolls, and stacks of papers. Shelves of books grace a wall where a door opens onto a light-filled room. I'll show that up. Upright, this card indicates that a time of balance is at hand. All systems through the body, through nature and through society. Seek to achieve balance. Stop and consider the parts of your life that you can bring into greater balance during this time. The universe helps you do so. You may have to confront important legal issues. You may have to deal with paperwork of some kind, or there may be a need. I say need. There may be a need for legal action, a requirement regarding property inheritance and contracts, custody, or divorce. Be patient and pay attention to details, as technicalities will be important right now. But things bode well, justice is at hand. Take heart at the sight of a golden light that washes over the scene, and a sign that all issues will come to light, and that a beneficial and just resolution is coming your way. Justice is balanced in society, but the Akashic record shows that justice is not limited strictly to court and contract situations. Justice, reciprocity are energetic. So the energy you put forth now will return to you in the future. Again, with this these karmic values. Remember that your energy production is up to you. Continue to be aware of your thoughts and actions. Inner balance now leads you to a beautiful destiny tomorrow. So this is you becoming, again, with these karmic balances. A lot of us are breaking cycles. And on a world front, we are at a time to break said cycles and illusions that are in this world. To break out of even the traumas that we put on, our perceptions of the world that have been put on us. These, a lot of religious and legal and governmental, all of these, that is all the medical, all of that which is being put on you, that our people are stuck in that mindset of, a lot of us are believing. Some of it keeps you in a fear-based. You sometimes, I know myself, I've had experiences going to a doctor and having them find things wrong with me so that they can give you meds and then keep you in that fear base, tell you that if you don't take them, you're going to be blind in a year, or whatever under the sun, to keep you in that fear-based mode, to want to keep taking meds. So when they create you being sick, which creates you more money, because it does cost money for medical. And a lot of those funding, if you really look at where the money and the funding goes through from clinical trials and medical trials, they do go to government officials or government programs. So the government lobbies it. The government also creates, obviously, their 9/11, whether you believe it or not, it's an inside job, whatever conspiracy theory that other people want, but I believe that a lot of what is being programmed, news program, are programming people. Programmed to stay in a fear-based, program to think a certain way. And again, what you put your attention to is what you bring towards you, we're focused on. So as manifestors, as people taking and stepping into their own power and shedding these layers, you're shedding layers of perception illusions right now. And it is a time to start shedding these illusions. It is now time to bring balance into yourself. Again, 7 of Forces, all your chakras open, and be truthful in yourself. And it may be sometimes a lot of us are sitting out on certain things. Maybe take a step back from it and look at the situation for what it is. Put other people's first. Podcast I like to hear people's stories and help them shine out. And a lot of us, again, as light workers, people in healing in the last 2 years, 2020 was clarity, 2020 hindsight, 2020 vision about what is happening in our world and waking more people up. It was a year for that. And I'm going to draw 4 cards, and I'm going to do, we're going to do the Rose Oracle deck. And these are, the Rose Oracle deck for me is connection to the divine feminine side, but there also is divine masculine. Again, it's a balance. And I'm going to draw 4 cards for the collective on this balance, on creating this. A lot of people say twin flame. There is the twin flame, yes, where souls are actually looking to connect to their other half soul that they split from. Straight from and I know we're all connected to Source, yes, and we all are. But a lot of us have split our souls into, at time, to, in this moment, create a place to begin making the home space, to bring it here, that unconditional love, and through many lifetimes. And we are at a time right now, in this now, where people are clearing their karmic values, pivotal time in our history, where we are waking up, where we are becoming full spectrum in ourselves. So there is the twin flame aspect between two people. And then there's the twin flame aspect in yourself, the duality in yourself of merging your divine masculine and your divine feminine to become full spectrum within yourself. So I'm going to draw 4 cards here on, excuse me, on this balance. So I have trust in the seasons, embrace change in cycles of life and transition and growth. This does go with the karmic card on the top here, which is the karmic trench, and changing that life cycle, changing your transitions and embracing that change. Trust in the seasons. And again, seasons have been coming up, specifically the fall, like fall, winter, summer. These are all these changes coming up in this specific year. It is a 6-year, 2022. So it is a year of these changes, but also this completion, this cycle, and I say completion, but the cycle of starting to rebirth and having these transitions happen. So again, this is also going towards your karmic values and embracing the change and the shedding in you. I have the Mother Rose, which is featuring to each other, returning to each other, compassion and humanity. This is again these building the, and I'll show you the cards. So this one was the first one. Trust in the seasons, and it's, if you really look at it, it's this merging of yourselves, bringing all of yourself in to be full spectrum, all of your multiverse self, all the pieces that you have. Here's the Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion and humanity. This is the union part. This is the Mother Rose is talking about this purity and union, being full and authentic in yourself, and actually having that compassion for humanity, that we're each on our own path. Compassion for humanity. We are each on our own path. We have a rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. And a rose without thorns is actually, the story of it is, originally the rose was growing in God's garden and had no thorns in the Garden of Eden, one of the stories anyway. And it wasn't until a Mother Rose was brought to earth that with the sins of humanity, that it started to grow thorns. It grew a protection layer. People tried to pluck it, pull off the petals. Sometimes not always listen to it, not appreciate what it is and its beauty. Try to put it in a box. I mean, roses don't grow in boxes. I mean, you put a box in it, even a clear one, it doesn't thrive as well as it does when you have wild roses that grow. So this is about having that peace, the sweetness of life, enjoying what the simple things in life bring you. We have the Sub Rosa, which is hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning, and teaching. So what I've been saying about the community also comes through. And in your life today, I believe a lot, and I'm in the collective life right now, this is about learning and teaching. This is about hidden in plain sight. It brings me back to my foray into Relatively Speaking 2020, which was actually interesting time Discord. My main screen name wasn't Rosemary, it was Dwarf Roses. And a lot of people had hid their real name and would ask me what my name was. I said Rose, and they wouldn't believe that. Like, no, I hide in plain sight. I don't technically, I was hiding in my life, but I don't do that anymore. I am just simply I am I, which is a phrase that I take from Malice, and if you would enjoy his company within our Discord as well, he is extremely knowledgeable on things, especially the inverse side. So, to wrap it up, and I will draw one of the other Rose Oracle decks, Oracle Roses card, but to wrap it up, and it will be your message to wrap this reading up, I'm going to say that for the collective, this is actually about you, again, bringing that balance in, your self-care, taking care of yourself, and again, hiding in plain sight. Sometimes the mysterious side. Let people wonder. Don't give them so much of yourself. Take that piece for you. And they're going to see in their perspective. We see the world not as it is. We see it how we are. So if we look out in the world And I can look and go, okay, you know what? It is extremely negative that there's people that I don't agree with across the street, or I'm stuck in my house where I'm not stuck. I'm in this house and I'm isolated and it's horrible. Or I can go, okay, I have my own isolation. I have my own self to take care of, self-care, um, and finding yourself and shedding that layer. A lot of people are looking out in the world and going, okay, this isn't right about, and yeah, there are things in the world that are not, they're not right. People putting other, their rights, their opinions on other people. So a lot of people see the negative in the world. And a lot of people will see a field of flowers and see it as a field of weeds, field of dandelions as weeds. And a weed is technically any plant. A weed is any plant that you do not want in a particular place. That is the definition of a weed. So if I see a tomato plant growing on somebody's front lawn and I don't want, my front lawn, I don't want it there, it is therefore a weed. So it is all in your perceptive layer. Or you can look at a field of flowers and see it as for a field of flowers and the beauty that it is that grows wild. So all about perception. And I'm going to draw a card here. Your message for the day is being the pioneer, and it is the prairie rose. So this is stepping into you, going out on that path, taking that risk, being authentic in yourself and your truth, bringing your justice and balance. Another card flew out. Being the rebel as well. That came out yesterday, which is 7. So I have 13, being the pioneer, which is 4, and the rebel, which just flung out, wasn't where it was there, and that came out yesterday, I believe. And it is obviously the rebel. This is Aquarius. And it's asking you what you could do today, this week, or month that is unexpected. Take that unexpected path. And here's your clarifier. 13 is the pioneer. So it's taking that. What can I create in my life that employs and uses what I already have and the skills I know? So it is taking what it's telling you to be fearless. The pioneer embraces new ideas and is not fierce, but rather takes on the possibilities of their imagination with careful and considered determination. And it's telling you to, it's not instead of just be fearless, but it's also telling you to take those calculations and the risk. Again, this pioneer card is path unknown. This person is carefully planning on which way to go and exploring each one. So take the chances an adventure awaits, and perhaps even a new opportunity is about to unfold before you. While the unknown may seem a little strange and even invoke fear, it is only your safety mechanisms engaging to keep you safe as you step forward. So it's about that hidden, the karmic cycles, the patterns we're in. A lot of people are afraid to take that step because of the old patterns that they've been in, the fear cycle, okay, what if this relationship doesn't work because the last ones didn't work, and you're manifesting it into your relationship. What, you see your relationships, your jobs, your communities, the people outside, your world, the way you see it, and not therefore the way it necessarily is. So, and this is why we connect together, because as we connect in humanity and we bring compassion in humanity, as we connect, other people may see that you as something, bright, beautiful. A lot of people do that. They look at a person and see how bright and beautiful they are. And we don't necessarily see ourselves as that. So having other perspectives, or even having other people point out, hey, you know what? You didn't react very well in this situation. It hurt me. It hurt other people. Can we work on that? And doing it in a way that isn't so in your face. Sometimes a lot yelling at people or getting extremely angry or putting them down. I don't like that you said this or that. Again, a lot of it is up to perception. It is something also reflected in that person. And it may not always be true. Somewhere in the middle is that truth. Somewhere in the middle it merges. And the more people we see from other angles, other people can come in and go, okay, yeah, I can see that in you, that particular flaw, and we can help with that. Or I don't see it as a flaw. I see it as a trauma. I don't see it as a flaw at all. Maybe it's just your coping mechanism. So it is that time to take and drop that, shed what is around that skin on us, and step into your life and be balanced about it. Go out and create, and also point out those injustices that you do see. To have that justice card, that 7. Go out and create and point out what doesn't work, not even just for you, but for other people. What laws are being put on people? What other rights are they taking away from you, your birthrights to just live, to be as you are? And if you're live and let live, if you're not out here killing people or intentionally harming them, why is it difficult to not let people live that way? They're not harming Earth or Gaia. They're not harming anything else. If somebody chooses to live on a nude beach or a nudist colony, let them live that way. They're not hurting anybody. It's their choice, their preference. So, and again, we are all on our path of progression. We do all connect together at some point, as these timelines technically collapse into each other. We will all connect back with each other. Some people may not want to, and they will go their separate way. And that is this splitting that we do see within society, these different vibrational patterns. Again, there's a clarifier. So I will wrap this up, and I thank Spirit today for channeling through me, Source, and any higher beings, anything that messages, and take what resonates with you. And if you'd like to join our Discord community and bring your community builds in, I implore that, and any of the other services that we have or provide, or any other knowledge that we could help with. And it is time to actually unite communities to bring about this informational change to end the paradigm, end the old cycles, the old history cycles, the old subjugation cycles that we have on us. So yes, as much as we are light workers, we are also warriors as well. So bring your warrior side and your lover side. Thank you, and I hope to see you again.